Welcome to A Cut Above, brought to you by the Southern Forest Products Association. As always, we have another great guest on our conversation today, and I'm really excited to welcome Robert Taylor, President and Chief Operating Officer with the Taylor Group of Companies. Robert, so happy to have you here.
Glad to be here, Chris.
You know, one of the reasons I'm so excited to have you, not only because Taylor is such a big name and such an integral part in moving lumber throughout our communities and to end users. The other part of that is we talk about family so much, and we talk about the relationships in this industry, and what better organization and what better member than the Taylor Group to talk about that. And so tell me a little bit about, kind of hit both of those, the family part of the Taylor Group of Companies, and then also what y'all do for the industry.
Okay, I'll be glad to. So the Taylor Group or Taylor Machine Works, we got started in 1927 by my grandfather. So I'm third generation here in Louisville, Mississippi. And so, we've been at it a long time in the material handling industry, and we are a family company, 100% owned by our family. My brother Lex and my sister Teresa, which a lot of you know, are the three primary shareholders, and our children. So there's a fourth generation that is active in the business. Davis Taylor runs Sudden Service Incorporated, which is the aftermarket part of Taylor. Zach Taylor runs our Power Systems Group, which builds diesel and natural gas generators. And then along with those two, there are 7 fourth generation great grandchildren of the founder, no, great grandchildren of the founder, that are in the business and working every day at Taylor. And not only from that standpoint, from an ownership standpoint, but you wouldn't believe how many second, third, and fourth generation team members that we have throughout this country, men and women that have been with us and are part of our team and carrying on the legacy of Taylor. That's just as much a part of their family as it is the people that are named Taylor. So we are truly a family company, and continue to be so, and hope to be forever. But you know how that goes. But we plan on it forever to keep continuing these generations. Us being in third generation so far, they say third generation always loses it. So we're doing it. We still got it right now, but
we're all positive. But that's so, talking about that and the generational family, that mimics a lot of the sawmills that you're working with. Exactly. And a lot of the suppliers, right?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about.
I tell that very story, throughout every people that I talk to, and suppliers and industry professionals that I talk to, is the forest products industry, especially in this market, and especially the SFPA. It is the last, in my opinion, it is the last of the, family companies that is out there, and multi-generational. And it's so funny that every time, I go to all these different associational meetings, that I'm talking to somebody that's my age, that I used to be the youngin' in the crowd, but now I'm the old guy, and then our children are talking to their children and children's children, and it's still a multi-generational, industry, which I think that is the American dream, and that is, very special, in the United States.
When you talk about American dream, and one of the many American dreams is being a homeowner, right? Where does homeowner come from? Where do homes come from? Wood. Which is what y'all are supporting. So, I know that Taylor does a lot beyond just forest products, but clearly today we're going to be talking about wood and forest products. And what is it about the wood component of Taylor that is so important to you?
Well, this is where we started. Number one is where we started. So, I mean, the first very product that Taylor ever built was a product called it was called the Logger's Dream. Some of the young folks out there may not have ever heard of that, but that was the first mechanized way of skidding logs out of the wood and loading them on a truck. The very first. Those Logger's Dreams replaced mule teams and wagons and log sleds. So, that's where we cut our teeth. That's where we started. We started when we were in the forklift business. We started in Southern pine timber. I mean, that's where we started in sawmills, around the South of doing that. And we still are the forest products industry is integral to our business. It's 30% of our business. We've done some other things and diversified in some other things, but it is still one of the core parts of our world and our business. And we look at trends and trying to understand where things are going, and what mill owners want, and trying to keep up with the technology. As technology driven as sawmills are today, we have to do the same thing with lift trucks. Even though we're carrying lumber, we want to be integral in the fact of being able that forklift is just another piece of sawmill equipment that's making that mill owner money every day.
You talk about trends and what the sawmills are doing, and obviously, as one of those big trends is sustainability, right? And I know that Taylor has put a lot of effort into that. Talk to me a little bit about what Taylor has done to be a little bit more environmentally friendly and support that sustainability mission that a lot of your customers are working on.
Well, so obviously, as far as emissions go in the diesel technology, we are always on the forefront of putting in the latest, emissions technology into our lift trucks to be compliant, and to also, be at the latest trends from an emission standpoint. That's one. So that's a mainstay, but been going on for a long time. Over the past 5 years or so, we have put a tremendous amount of investment and engineering into 100% battery electric. And so we now have a full product line for lumber lifts of battery electric equipment that will run every day. It typically is a one shift machine. And some of the other battery electric stuff we've done two shift machines, but the one shift seems to satisfy the need at this point in time, and the technology from a battery and charging standpoint. So, that's one item. That we don't think that's the only item that will have to be in this journey to zero emissions. Battery electric is the first step. We are also, the next step that we're working on is hydrogen fuel cell will be the next step. We're first coming out with that in our container handling equipment. That'll be coming in the next couple of years. And then the ultimate goal that if hydrogen infrastructure continues to evolve as being a true, available commodity, we think that the ultimate goal will be a hydrogen internal combustion engine. So there is always our engine suppliers are already have that. We're in an agreement with an engine supplier to actually with Cummins to put in the first beta engine hydrogen internal combustion engines that don't have to be charged. In other words, you can fuel them as if you were fueling a diesel powered truck, but obviously in different circumstances and that type of thing. So the sustainability journey from that standpoint, it continues to evolve. We'll go to more and more, we can do vegetable based oils. We can do, we're moving to more electric components instead of hydraulic components. I mean, as the technology evolves, we'll move more and more in that regard as the industry requires it to be.
Man, I just love hearing that. And most of the people we've been talking with and we hear from our members too is, so many people think of the wood and forest products industry as the centuries old, hundreds or decades old, industry that just doesn't change, right? And then you hear all about this cool stuff and it's like, wow, it really kind of makes you kind of rethink like what you think is an old antiquated industry really isn't that antiquated anymore. It's really come a long way.
Well, every sawmill owner out there, every single one, they don't talk about, heavy metal equipment or stuff anymore. Every time at a show or anything else, you walk through a sawmill and it's very obvious that there's nothing antiquated about any sawmill that's still in business today. That the investment that these guys have put and are putting into their manufacturing methodology is unbelievable. I mean, I would say that the forest products industry from a technology standpoint is probably one of the leaders in technology as it goes forward. And it's just going to continue to grow. I mean, with the things that we see in computer technology and in AI and all the things that are coming, it's just going to continue to evolve to get that efficiency out of lumber production. Hey, and from that sustainability standpoint, what is the most renewable product on the planet. It's forest products. I mean, you can't get any more renewable than that. So I mean, you know,
Nope.
we're old days of people fussing about cutting trees. No more. We made the full circle in the lumber industry.
And we are pushing that message as much and as wide as we can. But
Mm.
I know that this is good for you from a business perspective. This is what you do for a living. But you grew up in this space. You grew up in this industry. What is it about the forest products industry that you like? What excites you? Why do you like this industry so much?
Well, one of the things is the fact of what you went back to before, you know, the family portion of that. And, you know, even in the big companies, you know, that have come out, there's a lot of second, third generation, fourth generation that I know, you know, that are in the big boys too, not only just the family companies. So that's one of the things. That's probably the main thing. The other side of it is the actual people themselves. These are real people. These are not corporate, you know, people who don't give a rip about anybody, but you know, you know, the quarterly statement. I mean, the quarterly statement call. These are real people who have to put out production every day. They live it, they eat it, they breathe it, they sweat it, and it's in their blood. And the excitement that they talk about, and when we get involved in conversations with new mills about different ways to specify a pack or different size packs, or the way we're going to enter the keel. I mean, those are things, you know, you got to be kind of a crazy forklift guy to do that, but those are the things that excite us. And being able to be part of the mill planning on the front end with these new mills, and you know, and anything that we can do that makes you carry that bunk of lumber less, and we're able to understand and see that there's things as far as specifications of, you know, how, what the capacities are, or the turning radiuses, or how the layout would work. If you'll do this, you know, we can get into a particular place and do it better. We can track lumber. You know, we can know where we're setting that lumber. We're GPS coordinating, watching that lift truck and where it goes. And we're trying to work on technologies of inventory systems and tracking all that inventory, so that we know where that lumber is when we touch it, when we grab it, you know, from the stacker to the time that it's finished and goes out the door. We know where that bunk of lumber is, you know, even to the point of we're working on technology to efficiently load a truck, so that we know if when a guy goes up there, he knows exactly where to put that bunk of lumber to get the most efficiency out of his loading of his truck. I mean, those are the things that excite us about going forward. Remote monitoring these trucks. You know, every single lift truck for the past 6 years is being monitored from here. We have a central, what we call a war room here, that we're looking at every forklift in America today and in every sawmill, and we can tell you from fuel usage to damage to tire monitoring to when your PM service needs to be done, and being able to help a fleet manager at a particular sawmill or a multitude of sawmills to help him have the lowest cost of operation through that, you know, technology of remote monitoring. That's how we run our business today. So that when we have a technician that goes out to a truck, instead of having to go out there, see what's wrong with it and come back, we can look at it in the beginning and pretty much get a good idea and take the right part at the right time for that customer, so that you don't have multiple tests, and we can save that customer money. That's what we're all about, and that's what excites us for the future.
Efficiency, lean, mean operating machines. I love it. You answered most of my questions in that one answer right there. So I'm going to go ahead and jump to my favorite question, which is how we always kind of end these cut above interviews, which is, you know, pull out your crystal ball. Not just Taylor, but industry-wide for forest products and wood and lumber, southern pine lumber. Where do you see this industry in 10 years? What do you think it's going to look like? What are we going to be doing? Where are we going to be pushing lumber? Like, what do you think that's going to happen?
I think that there's no doubt that as time goes on and families evolve and family circumstances change, that we're going to see more consolidation in the industry. I mean, you know, that's just a part of life, and that's where we're at, you know, in this world. So I think from a corporate standpoint, I think we'll see a lot of that. I think with the technology that's going on in engineered woods and things that's happening, I think structurally we're going to see more and more structurally built buildings and facilities that have more content of wood. I mean, I just really do. I think as you guys, help and the industry itself continues to evolve, that there's going to be more products that are provided that are made of wood. From a sustainability factor, I think we're going to continue to see more wood products, in the industry. We may not see as many pieces of paper, but we're going to see more and more wood products, and things that are, more bug resistant, more fire resistant, more all of the above, and engineered, and beams, and all the things that are going on that make this industry continue to thrive and continue to grow. We're going to still build houses. People are going to want to build houses. I mean, that's what we're going to do. So I think it's a strong industry that will continue to be strong. It may evolve somewhat, but from an efficiency factor, I mean, if you look even in the past 5 years from an efficiency factor of a sawmill, what it was to what it is now, the next 10 years of the technology that's going to become available is going to be amazing. I mean, it really is. And I mean, our wood basket is strong. We're making it renewable. We're replanting every day. And so we're going to continue to be a strong industry as we go forward.
Yeah, it's exciting. You just hear it and you hear it daily, right? It's just, we're planting the more trees, like you said, than what we actually harvest. We already have a good supply out there as it is. With the sustainability methods, future just looks great for
That's right.
wood and especially southern pine. So Robert, great insight. Really appreciate chatting with you today. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. And let me say to all the ones that are listening to you, thank you for your business. I appreciate it from the Taylor family.
Thank you for watching The Cut Above. We'll catch you next time.